These 5-minute talks I'm going to do are entitled Lessons from History, and I thought at the beginning I would start with a little introduction because history is big, as you will know, and of course everyone has their angle, and sometimes you look at a great life or individual or a great event. Sometimes you get a primary source if you're going back a few thousand years in time. Sometimes you get a secondary source, sometimes you just get someone's opinion. And most historians would admit that you're just piecing together threads, and every historian has his angle. But on a Christian channel, I thought you'd forgive me if I give my angle and also give some biblical insights and lessons from the lives that we will study. If you're an atheist, then stay tuned and hopefully when these programs come out you might find something that will challenge you. It may offend you, but my intention is really to highlight, where possible, from my limited understanding as a punter, where the roots of the philosophies that have led to the streams of empire and religion, atheism being just one of many. So we have a pluralistic society today with many different opinions and persuasions. We have many religions now mixing around. We are assaulted by some level of violence and intolerance. And so the question when we look at these lessons from history is, where did all this come from? Who was to blame? Can we identify a position where, for instance, atheism, the religion of atheism, was codified? I'll try and do that within the next couple of programs. Of course, you have ancient history. We have the Greco-Roman. From the Bible, we have an amazing overview of history before it's even taken place. Daniel's a case in point, the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, describing the Babylonian, the Medo-Persian, Greek and Roman empires. So we're looking at small cameos, what I would call history lessons in a 5-minute box. Some of it very recent history. We've got to learn the lessons of some of the most recent events that have taken place that have led us to where we are today. Some of the foibles of politicians, the stupidity of decisions that have been taken, the bolstering of tyrants, the snubbing of good people, the disparaging of Christian education. That's the heart of why I'm here. I'm involved in Christian education. We look to provide a curriculum for about 3,000 children so that they can have a biblical world view rather than an atheistic, secular, humanistic worldview. So I don't pretend that I'm coming from some neutral position. I've got my angle, and hopefully that may challenge you if you disagree with me, or may encourage you if you think, well, why isn't anyone actually presenting the biblical case that was cherished by our grandparents and by our forebears and by those who, through the history of this Christian country, have created a stable base, stable civilization for us to work from. It's worth always pointing to the fact that there is history throughout the scriptures, but it's of a different scale and a different quality to the general history that has happened in both post-biblical times. God said, "This is my word, I've declared it beforehand, so that when things spring into being, you will know that I am God." He has used individuals, historic characters through history to reveal his word. And of course, Jesus pointed to the historic Adam. So this is the history of the scriptures, and we are going to unpack it together and hopefully get some of your feedback as well through the channel.